Don't delay. Give us a call right now at 313-874-2000.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion. TV!
See, I'm a gangster for God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion. TV, United Gospel Explosion. TV, United Gospel Explosion. TV, United Gospel Explosion.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home.
Hello, 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 Detroit. I just want to say it's so good to be home. You know, we've been out traveling on the road. We've been to a few different states, and I have to shout out California, our people down there, Mr. Reeves and Mr. Charlevoix in California. They were so hospitable to us, and I think they showed us the best of the best in California. You know, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and all the things that's going on down there in that part of the country, and how tied in Detroit is to everywhere I went. Oh my God. I saw, of course it's Detroit icons around the world, but California is just, it was off the hook. And then to my people in Las Vegas while we were going, we were able to go down and you'll see an upcoming show with Todd Bridges, right from Las Vegas. What you talking about, Willis? Well, maybe in the next week or two I can show you some of that interview. He's talking about a whole lot. Todd's been working. But what I really liked about this interview is how he stood up and said on national TV that, you know, God had brought him through so many different things. And that if you hold on, he'll bring you through too. So, you know, we had a lot of fun, but I think we got right down to the point and logistics of what it was really about. And so many people down in Vegas, Big Bob, and we'll be going back with some of our talent to Vegas soon. I think we're going to set up some of our gospel comedy shows down there, and some of the other artists and icons that we have here, we definitely want to share in Vegas as well. But it's so much. Oh, Dallas, Texas, Sister Wanda Kimmy Counts. She did a good job over there. She's joined the team. Texas is part of our team now. If you go on our Facebook at James Torrance II, you can see some of the things we're doing out here. But she did a great job down there for us. I'm going to give you the number to the show, 868-0342 and 868-0351. We want to let you know it's a casting call going through the month of April. I think it starts on the 7th. We'll announce it on the next show. Get your headshots together, get what you're doing together, because we will be doing movies right here in the city again. It never stopped, but we're tying into a couple of movies. I think it's on my block, comedy shows going on out there. But I'm doing a rendition of a Bible story in a modern way that I think you're going to love. And also, speaking of icons, we have one of the biggest icons, I would say, in the world right here with us, because she's constantly going to different countries. Dr. Martha Rose Reeves.
Hi.
She's like, I had to bring her back. James, shut up and say what it is. But we got the doctor in the house, and I call her Dr. Martha Rose Reeves because, Dr. Reeves, we know you from dancing in the street.
I don't dance in the street.
We know you from.
I mean, that was the name of a song that Marvin Gaye wrote, Dancing in the Street. But when I sang it, after he insisted that I try the song on Martha, we used to block the street off as a child and dance because one of our neighbors got hit by a car. So my dad worked for the city, and Mr. Willie Elliott worked for the bus company. So they went to the police department and got us some horses and some yellow tape and blocked that street off, and we danced in the street.
So dancing in the street was really
that's what I had in my heart when I sang it.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at this, look at this.
Yeah.
And Dr. Reeves, I've had the pleasure of spending time with you and the ministry as well as just a little personal time. You know, it's an honor to just spend time with icons, even picking her up and us driving together here. I told her I can't be around you, doctor, if I have my tape recorder on. She's a walking movie. Look, if you want a blockbuster movie, you may be too late because we're gonna put this out here. You have to sit down for a few minutes with this powerful woman of God.
I just received a Grigio Award in Mobile, Alabama, by the Franklin family. They're historians who have blazed the trail of and marked the trail, identifying with the last slaves to be brought here
Oh my
illegally,
goodness!
the last 100 slaves. And Grigio means that I'm a historian. I can tell a story and I can report history. And I'm sort of glad to get a title of someone
Amen.
who just talks a lot.
No.
We met at the Lord's Side, 8031 Tireman, with Reverend Steve Thompson
Right.
on his ministry. And it's a wonderful gathering of saints who are able to express themselves and to share with others the love of God
Absolutely.
and their walk, personal walk with Jesus.
Absolutely, and you know I have to send a shout out to Pastor Steve Thompson, First Lady Barbara Jean Thompson. I'm part of that ministry there. Come and get fed there. It's so much that, and Dr. Reeves there, and I'm gonna go into some of her music that she has out currently that you can get a hold to. But there's so much there because when the Spirit hits her, she'll take a chapter out the Bible, the Lord's Prayer, for example, and sing it in the way that the ceiling going to open it up. And so, like I said, when you guys know, I think in film, some of you guys know my background. And so when you with people that have the real deal history of things like Motown and what happened there, it sends chills up your spine, Dr. Reeves has a CD that's still available. She does on the road and she travels. I want to say constantly, but I would say half the time I've known that she's been on the road to one country to another. We got to put a pin on this. I want them to get the full effect. She's real, but at the same time,
we started in 1962 traveling, and one of our first tours out of the country was in England, and we go back and forth. And we just recently did Europe, and I've gone to nearly every country that I wanted to travel in. Thank God, because of music, because of the Motown sound and what happened right here at 2648 West Grand Boulevard, right here in Detroit, Michigan.
Beautiful.
But the music is universal.
Yes,
it's been embraced by the world.
By the world, absolutely.
Barry Gordy wanted the sound of Young America, but he's got the sound of the world.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm gonna say, I was speaking on this CD that she has out. It's called "Home to You." Let me put it there where you can see it. It's "Home to You." And it's just such a beautiful collection, I'll say,
Yeah, that's
of
my
some of the
first-
greats.
That's my first self-produced album on my own label, Itch, and I collected all of the funk brothers that I could find, and
Yes.
most of the guys listed on the back of my CD have passed on. Rudy Robinson. We just lost Marcus Belgrave. Thomas Beans Bowles was my contractor for my horns, and he brought in people like Ernie Rogers and Racy Biggs and Marcus Belgrave and
Legends,
Al Jones,
legends.
Al Duncan. I've got some wonderful musicians that played on my CD. I can't see that.
Well, and we want them to. We're going to give away to them to get with you and actually buy it, so they're going to have it home to see for themselves. But what I want them to understand is
You can
that
get it on CD Baby on the internet. You can order
CD
it.
Baby on the internet.
Yes.
You guys look that up. The title of this is "Home to You" by Martha Reeves, and I guess what I wanted to understand was just right with their here. I got this story behind "Home to You," and I know she don't want to give all of it now, but
I love telling the story because
this was on purpose.
Single parents need to be encouraged.
Absolutely.
And
Let's
when
give
my
that
son was
ministry.
born, my dad said to me, he said, "You didn't get the man, so you got to keep working."
Right.
And I had a gig that was booked before I got pregnant, and it only takes 9 months to have a baby. But
Right.
a year after the year, I had to go to England. So, giving legal guardianship to my parents
Yes.
was real. Because Dad said you didn't get the man, so go to work.
Right.
And when I came back after that month's tour, and he was only a month old, 2 months old, they said, if you want another baby, you better have one, because they sort of took him and they told me to keep working.
This man, you better
Yeah,
go.
keep working.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was over in England, couldn't sleep, woke up in the middle of the night, didn't know who I was. It was just so strange. And I got up and I penned the title song, Home to You, straight out of my pen. There was no trying to correct the words or make them rhyme or anything. I've been on the road too long. I need to hold you in my arms. I can't wait to get home to you. Every day is the same old grind. I can't get no peace of mind. I just got to get home to you.
Wow.
I've kissed your picture, the little tiny picture that you have,
Yes.
till it's falling apart. You're always with me, right here in my heart. Long distance is making me blue. I'm counting the minutes that I get home to you. Been on the road too long, and he's now made me a grandmother, and I'm a great grandmother.
Yes.
So God took me through that. He let me get some sleep after I wrote this long poem out.
Yes.
And it took me 10 years in order to get a melody in my mind to sing it. And then it was Rudy Robinson who helped me explain the song.
Explain
and
the
then
song.
I had some other people to put bass lines on it and to add to. And Al McKenzie was very helpful
Right.
in this album. It's just this is something that I tried to chronologize so that I could remember the Funk Brothers, because they were the reason for Motown's success.
And people
The
don't know
musicians.
that. People
The
don't know
musicians.
that, Dr. Reeves. A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
don't know that.
Yeah.
We see Motown as one of the icons of Detroit, like you would think of the Renaissance, or even way before the Renaissance
Yeah.
was Motown. But these intricate details are some of the things we want to pull out
You should
in
remember
future.
because William Stevenson, better known as Mickey, discovered me at the 20 Grand, which is no longer in existence, and people should
20
have fond
grand. We
memories-
heard about the 20
memories of the
grand.
20 Grand because
Right.
everybody who was somebody played there.
Right,
And Motown invaded the 20 Grand. We were there nearly every week.
Oh,
with an
wow.
act, and we had a special table set aside for us. So anytime you wanted to go to see another act, you just go to the door, and Bill Cable gave them instructions to just let you come in and sit at your Motown table.
At your
It was
Motown
always- it
table.
was
Hello,
always a
somebody.
place reserved
Hello,
for,
some-
for Motown acts. So
Yes, yes.
I was in there during the happy hour. I won a contest at the Warfield Theater. I was an amateur at Martha Lavelle, and my reward was to sing 3 nights at the 20 Grand.
Oh my goodness.
I made $5 every night.
Well, what was
good.
$5? $5
Well, it
was
was a lot
some
of
money
money. It
then,
was car
right?
fare home,
Right,
anyway.
right, absolutely.
Anyway, on my third night, William Stevenson came to me with a card that had Marv Johnson on it. It had Mary Wells on it.
Yeah.
That had a guy named Eddie Holland who had sang a song named called Jamie that went to #1.
Yes,
There was a Marv Johnson song was "You Got What It Takes." Everybody thought they was something after they heard that song.
You
Drive
got,
a great
yes.
big car.
Right.
You don't look like a movie star. And on your money, we won't get far. But baby, you got what it takes. And when you got the Lord, you got what it takes.
You
I
got
know,
what it takes.
I know most of the songs that were produced at Motown, you wouldn't put the Lord in them. But every one of my songs I have, and I did. And I could find out, I found out in my heart that Hollanders and Holland were gospel singers and performers.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
absolutely.
they put the words in a nice, unique, prolific way so that you can keep the Lord in your heart.
The whole package of Motown, when we think about Motown, now, you know, great singers. But when I say the package of Motown,
Yeah,
I'm talking about the grace of Motown,
right.
which was largely instilled by one of your icons.
Yeah, well, I'm opening up an office, and soon it'll be at the Image Consultants. I'm going to do as best I can to help influence youngsters, male and female, to have an image and be aware of who they are, what they look like, and how to carry themselves.
Can I pause you 1 second?
Yeah.
She's opened the office, Detroit.
Yeah.
So look, we had already called on the casting call. I'm gonna tie these things together as we head do our casting calls for these movies. It's gonna be a must that you guys contact her office and interface.
I'll have a team of women who were influenced by Professor Maxine Powell.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
can
absolutely.
teach what she taught us.
Absolutely.
Class.
Oh my
She
God.
said class would turn the heads of kings and queens. Well, she was right.
Woo.
She was right.
Stop a minute. This is
Yeah.
chill time. Woo.
Uh-huh.
She does that to me.
So I've
Oh
been
my
in
God.
front of kings and queens and lords and ladies and counts and everything. But our real prince is Berry Gordy Jr.
Absolutely.
Okay, he and his family took and made our iconic music and put a place in everybody's heart for the Motown sound.
Just a blessed.
The
It's just a
family.
blessed
It was a
time.
family effort.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Everything lined up. A lot of people have tried to repeat Motown, but it's times in our life where everything lines up perfectly. God's will comes into play. You can try to do it again, but it was a magic moment, a blessed moment. The whole era of the Motown and the legends.
There are a
And
lot of companies, and Barry based a lot of his information starting his company by going to New York and finding out what everybody else is doing. Our contracts are similar to what the artists all over the world signed.
Sure,
So it was a good
sure.
company, but it's black owned and unique to the point where he made over 30 acts famous
absolutely,
and had us go to school.
yes,
We had
yes.
an artist development department. I did 4 years in the Motown University, and I figure I'm cum laude. I got my degree.
You're right.
Yeah.
One of her degrees is you
One
here.
of my degrees.
Still Martha Reeves. I don't know, 10 years ago, whenever this picture was taken, still Martha Reeves, as you see. And you just love it. Some things are immortal. This grace you still see shining through this smile and this smile. They're identical smiles. When I look at young entertainers coming through, and I've dealt with a few entertainers in my time, uh, even named entertainers, they may have one piece of the puzzle, another piece of the puzzle,
Yes.
but we spoke on the total package where
Right.
it wasn't just the music or it wasn't just the singing, but with Miss Powell and the grooming you guys here, that total package concept came through. Give them a feel of how important it is, or how much further it takes you
It was
beyond
all based on
the
love,
circle.
and it wasn't just Professor Maxine Powell. It was the world embracing us.
Yes.
We were the first generation to travel into and be allowed to eat at counters in
Wow.
restaurants or go to
Wow.
hotels. Our first Motown review, we were denied those privileges. We rode that bus those 3 months. 94
Because of
one-nighters,
segregation and-
because they wouldn't let us in hotels. They, they thought we were Martin Luther King's Freedom Riders or somebody, the Rainbow Coalition or something.
Right,
Because
absolutely.
they treated us real bad. I remember having to have Stevie Wonder's tutor, who happened to be a Caucasian, go and get us food because they wouldn't let us in there, and they gave us cold hot dogs and cold hot chocolate at the back door. But things have changed, thank God. And
Yes.
we saw a revolution. However, it has all because of the music. But we were the first ones, so we had to represent our race and our artistry by being correct.
Right.
So we were taught how to sit at a table, how to eat our food, how to order meals
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
professionally.
Yes.
How to enter a room, how to represent Motown. We had a Motown look, we had a Motown dance, because Charlie Atkins taught us all professional moves from vaudeville. We
Right.
weren't twerking.
Right, okay.
We were we were dancing with our feet.
Right.
And learning how to represent our families by being
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen and having a sense of being morally sound and fit
Thank
and
you.
appropriate for the world. And we've been representing, and we're ambassadors. And I'm
Absolutely.
really glad that I was a part of that company, because no other record company gave their artists what we were given.
Absolutely. And the grace shines through, and everything you see her do, the grace shines through. That teaching shines through. I don't know all the Motown artists up close and personal, but you see that magic that shines through, and you helping us know why it's there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. We know that you were close with Stevie Wonder. Happened to see some things, and I always thought, as I told you earlier, when I thought of Stevie Wonder, wonder of the world, and it's entertaining, of course. A blind man that can come in and just command any audience anywhere in the world. But you were telling me about some of the background things that Stevie would do that I had never thought of, like like the fun stuff, the regular human stuff, like Stevie with his glasses off, relaxing, and how he related to the world
He's a miracle
besides
baby.
music.
Stevie was discovered conducting a Pentecostal choir, an adult Pentecostal choir at the age of 8 years old.
Oh my
Here in
God!
Detroit, and he had been given a
Oh my
harmonica
God! My mouth is open.
by
Go
the
ahead.
Lions Club. I joined the Lions Club and found out that they gave Stevie his first instrument. He learned how to play the organ, with the Hammond organ, with the foot pedal, playing the bass and all that heavy stuff,
Wow.
and was conducting a Pentecostal choir. When Ronnie White of the Miracle saw him and came and reported to Berry Gordy, "There's this kid you've got to see."
Yes.
So they brought him to Motown at the time where I was acting secretary. I didn't go there to be a secretary, but I was asked to answer a phone.
Right.
And William Stevenson said he'd be right back. So that was what I did for the first maybe 6 months of my going to Hitsville, USA. I reported every day as a secretary.
Right.
And I'm sitting in there minding my own business, and it's about time to go home. And here comes this kid in the doorway. And I'm wondering, why is a child in here? It's after hours, it's like 5 or 6 o'clock after school. And he wandered to the door. And I said, "Hello." He said, "Hello." I said, "What's your name?" He said, "Stevie." He said, "What's yours?" And I
Right.
said, "Martha." He said, "Oh, you sound like a nice person. Let me see what you look like." So he came and he showed me and expressed to me he was visually challenged.
Yes.
I could sense that because he put his little rubber hands all over my face. Saw what I looked like, and
Oh my God!
and he kicked the wastebasket with his foot. No more conversation. He emptied the wastebasket and started playing the congos. I went, "Whoa, kid, give me that!" And I picked up the paper, put it back in there. And he had moved around to maybe the typewriter.
my goodness.
Typewriters used to make sounds. There was a ribbon and no paper.
Okay.
He started making rhythms with the typewriter. I said, "Oh no, kid!" It took the paper, took the typewriter from
Get
him.
off or
He
something.
finally found the telephone. Well, telephone started having tones. Doot, doot,
Right.
doot, doot, doot. He went over there and started playing melodies. "Oh, please, give me that, kid." So then he finally found a little spinet piano that was sitting on the side,
Right.
and started playing cartoon music. We were afforded symphonic music: Mozart, Bach,
Right,
Beethoven,
right.
Chopin, and none of this SpongeBob Bob best they got
Right,
for the kids today.
right.
He started playing, and the next thing you know, I'm saying, "Mighty Mouse, where are you? Here I come to save the day." And he's playing all this
Right.
Beethoven.
Oh my
And
God!
somebody knocks on the door and says, "Okay, come on, Stevie, we're ready for you in Studio A." Then it all dawns on me, this baby was here for an audition. That's why he
Oh,
was
my
so
goodness.
antsy in there playing everything.
Getting himself ready.
He could play a can.
Oh,
He could
wow.
rattle keys in rhythm.
That's why
This
they
baby
call
could
him the
play-
Wonder.
No, but wait. We go to the studio. He sits at his grand piano, not a baby grand, a grand piano. And he starts playing the piano. So then they pick him up and they move him to the drums, give him some drumsticks. This baby plays like he had known Gene Krupa.
Oh,
He plays a
Lord.
whole set of drums. So then they move him over to Jack Ashford's xylophone, give him mallets, and he starts playing xylophone. Then they sit him down on the stool, give him these bongos, one little bongo drum and another big
Yeah,
bongo
bass
drum,
drum,
and he
bass
starts
drum.
playing that.
Oh,
So
my
then
God.
he never sang a word. Then when he stood up, he took a harmonica out of his pocket, little tiny one. He's got some
Right.
great ones now, but little tiny one, and he started playing it. And Berry Gordy looked at him and said, "This kid is a wonder."
Oh, and there goes Stevie
There goes
Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. That's how the name was adopted.
my
And I'm
God.
standing there watching it like a fly on the wall in amazement of how talented an 8-year-old child could be.
Yes.
And right here in the city of Detroit. There's a lot of talent here in the
It's
city.
a lot of
We're
talent
gonna
still
search it out
here,
too,
yes.
with your call, your
Yes.
casting call, and
Absolutely.
the fact that I'm opening my knowledge and wisdom to image consultation.
Praise God.
It's going to be a wonderful thing to see a lot of these talented people in Detroit shine like the Motown artists
It's
shine.
so much
There's
talent
a legacy
here.
here.
Oh,
and
my
we got to
God.
keep it going.
Oh wow! Well, you know what? As you guys see why I had to bring her in. I've been saying my threes. You got to come on down. And when I came back in town, she said, "I'm here for a minute." And I stopped everything. We stopped everything.
One of the nicest
Go
things
get
that ever happened to me, though, was to get my doctorate from the Union Baptist Theological Seminary.
I didn't
And
want
it
to
was
leave this
done-
out.
it
I
was
didn't want
done
to leave
at,
this out.
At 8031 Tireman, Reverend Steve
You
Thompson.
guys, this is for real. She's not just talking.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear me say Dr. Martha Rose Reeves,
I earned it.
She earned it.
Yes,
She
I did.
earned
And
it.
I also have my master's in religious studies. So I'm
Yes.
able to read the Bible. I'm able to read, because it was written by Greeks and all kinds of other languages.
Right.
And King James had it translated, the King James Version.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Shakespeare was the interpreter. A lot of people don't know. When you study the Bible, you got to know where you're reading, who was talking, what time of history it is, and what was the message.
And what was the context? A lot of times,
Yes.
there's when you translate from Greek to Hebrew.
That's right.
It's a big translation of that word
Yeah.
to get a better understanding as we teach.
The wildest recollection that I had was when it was written from left to right.
Right.
So when it was translated, a lot of times you have to take the scripture and you have to turn it around in order to understand it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
The transition, it was like
Yes.
backwards.
Right. It was
Compared
written from left to
make
right.
It right.
Okay.
To make it understandable in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's heavy.
But the main thing was to remember where the person is who's talking. Who was God talking to?
Right.
In the garden.
Right.
In
Absolutely.
Genesis.
Absolutely.
Who is the I am that's mentioned all the way through the Bible? When you learn how to read it and you can
Yes.
understand it, then you can teach others. And that's one of the main things that I'm very, very proud of.
Absolutely, and that's so beautiful. We're going to be doing so much here, and as we're on that, just the spirit of God, and this is what we're traveling with this particular show, United Gospel Explosion TV. This thing is for not just icons like this. Many of you may have a calling on your life. You feel you got a calling, or you're doing something, and we want to bring out this side. But because I know her through the ministry as well, I just want to let you know that, when different times, and I didn't know this about her. I had, preached a couple of sermons, and I was sitting down. Well, I was sitting down talking to the doctor.
Grand preacher.
Praise God.
You're a
Praise
good teacher
God.
too. You'll
Praise
teach the
God.
word, and I love that.
But when I sit down talking to Martha Reeves, and she went through a note, she said, "Oh, on this day you said this, Brother Torrance." I was waiting to see if you're going to say that again. And so you never know who watch you or what they're getting out of what you're saying. But
I've been criticized for taking notes, but that's what I learned to do in school, in my secretarial course. in Northeastern High School and Miller High School, I learned how to take notes and to understand what's being said and to remember important points.
Absolutely.
And I've been criticized for taking notes, but that's the only way I can keep
I
my
love
mind
the
stayed
fact that
on
she
the
did.
subject.
I love the
if
fact
I
that she
don't, I'll
did.
start writing songs and
Right.
I think about my next gig. So I have to keep my mind stayed on what's being said, and
Right.
and I give speakers their appropriate respect because I want it.
Yes,
when I'm talking,
absolutely.
listen to what I'm saying because it's important. When your steps are ordered by the Lord, He'll even direct your speech.
Absolutely.
He'll help you control your tongue.
Yes.
That little fiery flag that gets everybody in trouble.
Get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Get you in trouble.
If
Get
you
you in
don't have
trouble.
it directed by the Holy Spirit. So that's one of the things that I want to share with other people who don't know the Lord, who don't know that He's the reason you have talent. He's the person I pray to sing.
Yes.
He's the one I pray to. So let me travel the world, and I have, and I still am. I'm very, very active still in show business, and however, we don't work a lot here in the city of Detroit. But then it says somewhere in the Bible that a
Prophet
is
is
not
not
really honored in his own hometown. So
His own home.
my hometown is Alabama.
Right.
So I've just been honored in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. So I'm making history and enjoying learning about the history of
Yes.
our nation.
Yes.
And my stint on the Detroit City Council let me know a lot about politics and how things are actually conducted and ran. So I'm a triple threat.
Yes.
I'm a spy. I got some information.
Hey,
that
you
must
better
be-
watch out.
That must be put in a movie.
Absolutely, and
must be
we're gonna work
put
with
in a
her
movie.
hand in hand. I told her I'm getting the pen sharpened up.
Yeah.
This movie is gonna be done, and God's will. We're talking about we're gonna let His miraculous speed, times, and blessings take over when we do it. And I just want to congratulate you. One more thing is your recent visit to the White House.
Yes.
And it was so gracious. We saw you there with President Obama and the First Lady, and you represented Detroit so well, so
I
well.
know I had on an outfit that the girl wouldn't sell me, but the purple outfit that I was wearing then, She kept it herself because now it's history.
Right.
But she sold me this one, the one that I have on today.
Oh, it was so
and,
sharp.
Detroit made.
Right.
Yeah.
It's oh my
It was
God.
a thrill to be there with our President Obama and his wonderful First Lady Michelle, and they were so kind and generous to Motown. They gave Berry Gordy a whole hour. And
Tribute.
he's Smokey and Stevie Wonder surprised me to no end by calling me up at the very last minute. But I'm very happy to say that we've been at the White House, and our President Barack Obama gave us commendation and accolades that no one else ever did.
Absolutely.
And I got to love him for that. And I wish he could run another term.
He's our president forever. Listen, guys, you've been watching United Gospel Explosion TV right here with the icon, Dr. Martha Rose Reeves, forever in our heart. And like I told her, dancing in the street, dancing in our heart. That's what we talk about. We love you guys.
I still have nowhere to run.
Woo! All the jams and listen, you're just seeing something. You better get with us. Give us a call, 313-728-2025, 313-728-2025. We're opening up the casting call as of next week. We're going to look for you to call in and get involved with this project because it's life-changing for Detroit. These movies will be made here, made in Detroit. I take it serious. God bless you, and see you next week.
United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion. TV.
You're watching W33BY.